There are a lot of phones on the market today, but LG has another banger on their hands with the LG G8 ThinQ. So these are my top 5 reasons why you should consider picking this phone up over the others. So my friends over at LG were nice enough to send me this phone out for review. I've been using it as my secondary phone for the past 2 months, and I've really enjoyed using it. And in that time, I've come up with these 5 points that I would use to recommend this device to anybody looking for a new phone. So let's just jump into this in no particular order. Number 5, the build quality. It's on par with every other flagship on the market. It's IP68, so you get full protection from dust and water. It has Gorilla Glass 5 on the display side and Gorilla Glass 6 on the rear. It feels great in the hand, and I know that's cliche to even say, and I know that there's a lot of people that actually are talking junk about the notch at the top, but to me right now, the notch does not bother me at all on this phone or any other one. At this time, I don't think the average consumer cares about a notch versus a hole punch versus a full screen. Not yet. I think in the next year or two, yes, that'll become more prominent when other manufacturers start doing that and it's more widely known and available. But right now, it's perfectly fine with me. Another cool thing is you'll see at the top, there's no cutout for an earpiece. LG decided to go away from that and actually use vibration in the glass to transfer sound to your ear. Along with those, there's also a fingerprint scanner on the back that's really fast, really snappy, and it's in the place where all fingerprint scanners should be. Aside from that, there's also a palm ID and like a face ID. But to me, I would use the fingerprint scanner out of those 3 because it's the most reliable and the most accurate. Number 4, the display. It's a 6.1-inch OLED panel, and it is just beautiful. The colors pop, the blacks are super black and inky, another cliche. Full resolution on it is 1440 by 3120. When you first get the phone, it's set to 1080, so if you want to upgrade that, you need to go into the settings, turn that on. You'll save a little battery life if you stick it to 1080, but if you're like me and want all them pixels, turn that bad boy to full strength. Overall, just watching and consuming media on this device has just been a joy. Anything from YouTube to Netflix, Hulu, YouTube TV has just been amazing. So the display is awesome. Number 3, the cameras. So your front-facing camera, just to get the selfie thing out of the way, is an 8 megapixel. It looks really good. I'm not huge on selfies. It has a decent field of view. I like the wider field of view because if I take selfies, I would rather do it with, my kids or a group of people or something like that. But if you're into the individual selfie thing, this is a great camera for you. So on the back of the camera, you have a 12 megapixel sensor, which is your primary lens. That's a 25 millimeter equivalent. That's f1.5 with OIS. Then you have your ultra wide, which is a 16 megapixel sensor with a 16 millimeter equivalent, and that's f1.9. When it comes to video, you can do 2160 up to 60 frames per second, or the default setting is 1080p, 30 frames per second. Now, what I love about having this dual option, a lot of phones have dual option or triple option, but if you do not have an ultra wide camera on the back along with your primary, you are doing multiple camera lenses wrong on phones. I love having the wide angle option to get more people in a picture, or just more, like say architecture. If you're downtown somewhere shooting, having a wide angle lens is just a game changer, especially on your phone. Number 2, the UI. So LG in the past had pretty heavy skins on their phones to the point to where they were a little bogged down and a little cumbersome to use. They went the route of almost pure vanilla Android. And you know this by Google having an announcement for their new beta software, and one of the few phones listed as available to get that beta right away is this LG G8 ThinQ. So that tells you 2 things. 1, they're working really close with Google to where Google would feel comfortable enough to give this beta software out to this phone. And 2, it's very close to stock Android. Now they do have some cool features built in, which you have some stuff in the camera software, you have some stuff in the phone, like you have the palm recognition to where you can do gestures with your palm. It could read your palm for unlocking your phone like we talked about before. I've tried those out. There's been a software update since I got this review unit in, and it has made it better, but I've tried it and it's just not for me, so it's not on this list. It's nothing that I would tell people about as a selling feature. I would say, hey, there's this cool thing on the side that you can check out and mess with. But to me, it's not a top 5 feature of this phone. Now, like I said, there is some modes in the camera that are really cool, like the AI mode. It's like the auto mode on steroids. So you can point it at a person and it'll know it's a person and sort of set your settings for a person. For landscape photography, it'll know you're taking a photo of a landscape. I've actually pointed it at flowers and it shows that in a little corner, it'll say, hey, this is a flower, and adjust things for that. So that's pretty cool. I personally keep everything on my phone in auto because my phone is basically the ultimate point and shoot camera for me. So anyways, the UI, great, very stripped down, very speedy, very fluid, and I really like that with LG. So if you're a fan of this channel and you've been seeing the top 5 videos I've been posting lately, you know that usually number 1 is a hodgepodge of everything else, and this is no different. So let's go through a few things. Battery life on this has been great for me. Nothing super spectacular, but it does have wireless charging and it does have quick charging with USB Type-C. So you know, as I know, you plug in your phone, you're good to go. So even if you're at 0 with a quick charge, 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, you're gonna be close to or above 50%. To me, I would rather have quick charging than wireless charging, but luckily for you, the G8 ThinQ has both. You also have a headphone jack on this device, which is going the way of the dodo bird at this point, which doesn't really affect me. All my headphones are Bluetooth, but if you're into that, it actually has LG, which they're known for, is it has a built-in DAC, which is very good. So if you have some higher end headphones or you're really into that, audiophile lifestyle, hipster, then you have that option here. So that's gonna be it. That's the top 5 things that I would use to recommend this phone over others right now. I'll leave a link if there's other information you're wondering about. I'll leave LG's link for this down in the description below. I'll also leave a link down there, an affiliate link for pricing and availability, so you guys can check that out as well. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, you can do that down below. If you enjoyed this video, you can hit the thumbs up. If you don't want to miss any other videos dropping in the future, you can hit that little bell and you'll get notified every time one drops and goes live. But that's it for now. I will talk to you guys in the next one.